tutorial, bow making and hanger for the back. So I've gone plain wreath so you can see what I'm doing. So I've got my length of ribbon. This is the one out of the traditional pack. If you've got the country, you've got some Hessian. If you've got metallic, you've got gold or silver. And if you've got Nordic, you've got the little velvet. It's all more or less the same. Really easy way to make a bow. Everybody does it different. I find if you're a novice or a newbie or you're a bit of a perfectionist, you want it to look absolutely spot on, this works for everybody. If you wanted to Google other different ribbon ways of doing the bow, that's fine, but I just think this works for everyone. So this is the way I do it. I put it that side down, so pattern side down, okay? So the bit I want to see is on the bottom. I cross one over the other, almost like, I always think this bit looks like the collar of a shirt. So I bring this down. Now I always say the bigger this bit, the bigger your bow. The smaller this bit is, the smaller the little loops are going to be on your bow. So I'm going to go for sort of a medium-sized one. I want to check that these are roughly the same length. And what all I'm going to do is I'm going to put my finger on there and I'm going to bring this bit in at the back, like that. You can see, I'll just show it you that way around to camera. So I've got this, bring it in at the back, and I've just held it like that. What I'm then going to do is I'm going to just concertina that bit up, scrunch it up, and you should end up with a pretty perfect bow with similar size loops. The good thing about this is you can play around with it. So if one of these ends up bigger, you can just move your finger across. You're not tying it in a knot and having to undo it all the time. So it's a really good way of doing it and it's quite quick. You get your stub wire, put that there. All I've done is I've brought it over. I'm going to turn it to the back and I'm going to twist that like that. And then you've ended up with this bow here. What you do to the ends, you can cut them on an angle. You can cut a V into them if you wanted. So if you wanted them on an angle, you're just going to go up there. Some fabric scissors would be better for that. If you go in for the little points that you like, sort of darts, you're going to fold it in half. And you go from the middle to the out like that. So you can see I've got my darts there. Position of bow, totally up to you. Could be depending on your decor. Some people like it at the top, some people like it at the bottom, off to the side, totally your decision. If you don't want a bow, I often show people at Wreath School a hanger method, which would be to use it, so go in under some of your foliage, and make yourself a hanger that way. That way you've still got like a little bit of colour, but you're using it to hang it with instead. You'd just bring that up, you'd tie it at the top, and you've got this kind of hanger like that. So that would be tied in a knot. And then just pull that bit round so the knot goes to the back. What you can do sometimes is if you've got like a wreath hook on your door, you can hang the wreath on a hook so it's nice and secure. And this is almost just like a fake hanger. This goes up to the top of your door and you can like just even sellotape it on and it looks from your door as if. So if this was you opening your door, you pop that over the top like that. Really it's hung on a wreath hanger. And then as your door shuts, it's going to hang like that. Okay, so that would be your hanger. Some people cut the ribbon up and they do like lots of little bows, like 3 over the wreath. It's totally up to you. If you're on the country one, you're going to exactly the same with the Hessian. It can be a hanger, it can be a bow. Metallic, exactly the same. And the velvet one, if you haven't watched the Nord. So if you're doing the Nordic one, if you've not watched that separate tutorial, you've got this lovely velvet ribbon. You're doing exactly the same. It's velvet side down. because this is the bit you want to see. You're going to wrap it, and then bring that in at the back to get like a really nice little, you know, keep your loops nice and small. Okay, and then wire that, and that goes in. So your very final thing is your hanger for your door. Now some people will do this as they're wiring the wreath. They will, with their bind wire, they'll make a loop at the end. The only reason I don't do that is sometimes if you finish there, say if that's where you finished, and you don't want it that way up, with this method you can go, actually I like it that way up. I like that little bit of greenery there. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to turn it over. Don't be afraid of laying it down, you won't damage anything. You're going to try and find your original wreath frame. So I don't know if you can just get in, can you see where I've got that there? You've got your little bit of twine here for hanging, and you're going to push that in. Bring it out like that, and you've just got a loop. So tie that on. What you want to make sure is that your loop doesn't come over your spruce, otherwise you'll see the twine. So I've just tied the knot just below that line of spruce, if you can see. And then that means that from your door, all you're going to see is that on a hook. If you've got a nail in your door, or if you've got a wreath hanger, it would go on there and you don't see any of the twine. And that's it absolutely finished. Keeping wise, if you're not quite ready to put them up but you've made it, you can lay it on your lawn and let it just catch the rainwater, nothing will happen to it, it'll just keep it nice and fresh. If you wanted to spritz it to keep it greener, otherwise it'll just dry. We have stories every year of how long people's wreath lasted, and making it to Easter is quite common. So outside it'll just last on your door, it'll dry, but nothing should sort of change with it. And that's it. So send us your pictures, let us see what you create. I hope you have a great time, even though you're not here. Hopefully we'll see you next year. And yeah, have a great Christmas. I'm missing you all, and see you next year. See you later.